it's not really social media, but the most used platform for teenagers.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Luke, down, man. Hip Daniel and Jay, about to do the podcast. What's up?
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
Is that how their YouTube videos go? Is that really?
The Luke
That's
listens to,
how a
yes.
stereotypical YouTube video starts. Hey, what's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
It's
Hi,
your boy.
YouTube. I hate that so much.
Yeah, that's not cool.
This is when I'm getting old. Just recognizing. Doop boop doop 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 boop boop doop boop.
I'm gonna
boop.
test this real quick, just to see. Luke, talk for me.
Welcome to the podcast. It's your boy Luke the L-Man coming to you spicy on Friday morning. I got a coffee. It's Andrew and Jay, who both have coffees. Pretty good.
Kubo have coffees.
Pretty good.
All right.
So is it one of those things where I have to let Taylor Stick be Taylor Stick, right?
Are you wanting to sing a song?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of a song to sing for you.
You could just sing.
You have to sing Luke's song that he just made up.
Make it simple to last the whole night long.
You have to sing Luke's
Yeah,
"Oh My Whiner."
it's called My Whiner. It's a song.
I lie when I drink.
It's inspired by this Dale Watson and his Lone Stars.
Hey man, I'm glad you know the band because you read my shirt so well.
Yep. Hey, congrats on your first place at Cycle Bar. Yeah. Also.
Thanks, man.
That's
You
cool.
killed it.
Thanks.
How many other people were in your team?
No, it's not really teams.
How many other
50,
people were
right?
there
50.
who were losers?
I mean, it's
49 people.
I'll win some and I get third or fourth.
Did you talk any crap?
No. What?
Next time you need to talk
Oh,
crap.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I brought up Hunter Wheat.
Yeah.
That's just like him and I. If we ever ride together, it's like every race is a battle. It's great.
But you won that one.
There's a couple guys in there and a couple girls in there that just kick the crap out of me.
So if you were an NBA player, who would you be in Cycle Bar?
At Cycle Bar,
At your Cycle Bar.
I don't. It's so hard to.
No, it's not, Jay.
Comp.
Come on. Just
probably Jordan.
probably like MJ.
Yeah, I mean maybe the
97
Larry
MJ?
the Larry Bird of Cycle Bar. No, maybe like the Ray Felton.
No, come on. Ray Felton doesn't win anything.
Yeah, you're number one.
I'll tell you what happens. So this will help me get to my answer, but I've been going for like 4 months, and it's just a different crowd. Like I love it, man. It's been great, but it's like a little bit intimidating, and they already have kind of like they've been around for a year, and so a lot of the people that are there have been there for a while, and so it was like it takes a while to really start feeling comfortable to just jump into the conversation. But finally, I'm starting to introduce myself to people.
Like there's a conversation
Oh yeah, dude.
when you're biking. You're like, "What's
so-
up, dudes? How's your day?"
Not ever do I have enough breath in my lungs to do that, but no, but like before, after they do like
Mhm.
things afterwards, like
Oh,
a
yeah?
happy hour, and they do this thing called Wine Down Wednesday, where they have these different wine distributors come in, and Luke, I don't need you to know.
Hey man, I'll go with you one time.
free. Your first ride's free, man.
I'll kick your butt.
You
your
maybe
butt.
will.
I'll come, kick your butt, never go again.
I'm leaving
Because you're so mad. Yeah. Jay's angry again. I'll come. Jay, I'll come. You say the word. And I'll come.
I hear you. I'm right here.
I can't tell how loud I am because of the speakers.
What are you doing, Jay? Ramon?
Okay.
Yeah, can I see that?
I bet you would know.
Can I see that? Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'll kick their butts.
It's not swimming, Luke.
Oh, well, then I won't.
Have you ever kicked anyone's butt?
Have I?
Yeah.
In the pool.
I mean,
I whip suckers in the pool.
you know what I mean, though.
I whip suckers in the pool. No, in my dreams. I've gotten in fights in dreams. I've
If
never
that's
been in
what
a
you're
fight.
talking about, whipping suckers in the pool.
But I whip suckers in the pool.
Okay.
How do we sound? We sound all right?
Sound great.
Yeah, I think we sound good.
Andrew, you know I whip suckers in the pool.
The Human Torch.
Whip suckers in the poo.
I whip suckers in the poo. I whip them.
Please.
I whip them. Okay.
Okay.
Taylor's doing that like statewide
I know.
bike ride.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Good job, Taylor.
Hey,
Cool.
yeah. Shout out to Taylor.
Shout out to Taylor on his bike.
Taylor on his bike.
That should be the song you sing.
Smandrew.
Taylor
Smandrew.
on his bike.
Okay. We ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
To down to down to yeah
Miffed and peeved.
miffed and peeved. That's a way of saying like you're angry or you're mad.
Don't be miffed and peeved.
Miffed. Don't be miffed and peeved.
I don't word.
It's a real world. It's a real.
That's a real one.
I don't use it, but it's
Not in your vocab. Down to dunk.
Yes.
This is Stephen Adams. Don't be miffed and peeved. No, you can't be miffed and peeved. Sorry. This is Stephen Adams. You can't be miffed and peeved because you're listening to Down to Dunk.
Good morning and welcome to episode 5. 9 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on CLNS Media Daily Thunder.com -radio at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or of course, anywhere you subscribe to your podcasts. I am Luke, joined this morning by Andrew
Hey, I'm Drew.
and Jay.
It's Jay. I'm here.
Wow, Jay.
I had
Jay,
I had
it's been
lyric-
6 years and you haven't developed
I
your
have, I
thing.
have lyrics queued up to sing "Youth of the Nation" by POD, and it's like I'm
It's
not gonna
okay.
do that.
Guys,
What was the drum beat to that?
guys, next Thursday at Anthem, we are having a draft party.
What?
It is at
It's like the perfect
Anthem
cut.
Brewery from 6 to 9. We will have contests. We will have Anthem beers, and we will have a lot of fun. And you are invited to join us in those contests, in those beers. And
You're saying
in that
contests
lots
like
of fun.
multiple, isn't there? Just one contest,
There's just one contest.
but it's a
man.
good contest.
Could be more than one. You never know.
We've did a little beta testing this week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a kind of a draft pick, mock draft.
Yeah. Make your own mock draft.
There we go.
Down
Then-
to dunk.com. Whoa.
Are we starting it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Boom.
and Go,
Start it.
go to downtodunk.com and fill out your own mock draft. Please sign in with your email only. You'll have the Twitter option, but it won't work. So go just email option only and fill out your mock draft. For the second round, don't worry about anybody but the 2 Thunder picks. So don't worry about the whole second round because honestly, I mean, most of you guys aren't going to know who any of these guys are anyways.
Yeah, I got to about 12, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
I got
So-
to the first one. I was like, I don't know who any of these people are.
So fill out the first round. The first round, all of those will count toward your total, and then the 2 Thunder picks at the end. And so if you happen to get those right, I mean, you're basically going to win a prize. So I'm gathering prizes from all of our sponsors. Andy's Frozen Custard has already contributed a pretty big prize.
Oh my gosh. It is a gallon of blackberry custard.
Dude, that blackberry
I
custard
know.
is so good.
It's like
Um,
sweeping the nation.
dude.
Sweeping the nation.
And so we'll have a nice prize package from our sponsors. So please enter in. It's free to enter. Just put your email address in, and it will save as you go. So you don't have to worry about it saving. It'll
It's pretty.
save.
It's
Man,
Micah
Actually,
Alcorn.
yeah. I was about to say made by one of our down to Dunk Nation.
So
Technology.
he emailed me after last year's and was like, "Hey, why are you doing this on paper?" And I was like, "Because I don't know how to do it.
Because we're dumb.
In any
We're
other
dumb.
way."
We don't know how to do it.
Stupid.
And he was like, "I'll build you a website." And I'm like, "That's awesome." And then he actually followed up and did it a year later, which is incredibly
Oh, yeah.
impressive.
Dang.
So shout out.
That's like we created Facebook. Next step, we
It's pretty
created
much.
Facebook.
This is really Facebook.
So Anthem Brewing Company, 908 Southwest 4th Street, kind of right in the new part of downtown. And we're going to get there. I'll probably get there about 5:30.
I don't consider that downtown, but
It's-
still,
I mean, it's kind
every time it's not the new part of downtown. It's just a different part of the city. That's
well, it's emerging part of downtown.
it is emerging. I would agree with that.
yeah. So
It's
over by the
great.
urban farmhouse.
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's like right there.
Yeah.
That's downtown. Wouldn't they say they're downtown?
Yes, they're downtown.
yeah.
So it's right off the new I-40. It's just down the street from like Revolucion and all of these new places that are
Yeah.
growing. Yeah.
Guys, Anthem's
Stone
great. Can we
Cloud.
just jump straight into talking about how great Anthem is? Yesterday, I went to the mall
Mm-hmm.
to go to J. Crew.
Mhm.
They were serving Anthem beers at J. Crew. It
That
was awesome.
Perfect.
It was combining two of my favorite things on the
They
planet:
were serving Anthem beers at J.
Anthem
Crew.
beer and J. Crew. And guess it was for Father's Day. And guess what?
Wow.
It was
What'd you have
awesome. A beer.
for free?
Yeah.
What?
So give me a little cup, had some beer. And
Is that legal?
I don't know. I didn't ask questions.
I mean, it's probably not illegal, I guess, but
Well, I'll tell you this.
I mean, it might
so here's the
be.
deal: is this says everything I'm finding is that the draft starts at 6.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll
That's
be
the
there at
draft
5:30.
coverage starts at 6.
Yeah, so 6:30, 6:20 is the first pick.
Yeah.
So we'll be there. I'll be there at 5:30. These guys will get there. I know Luke has to come back in town, but we'll all be there by at least 6. So you be there at 6. We're gonna have a good time together. And you know what? They got a plethora.
Jay, which beer should people try out at Anthem?
So here's the deal: is we've plugged all of their beers because they're all delicious. I've told you about Pilsner, which is becoming my go-to. I love their IPA. Obviously, Golden One, Arjuna, Ouroboros. But if you're going to the brew house, the tap room,
You're talking about the special beers.
you got to get something special.
There's always something
What was the one
Yeah.
that you did? The golden. It was the golden one, but it had something else in it. Was it barrel aged golden one? Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
If
good.
they have a barrel aged there on tap, I'm gonna be getting it. It's great.
Yeah. It's great.
It's always so different. Has it's aged in a different, like maybe a bourbon barrel or a different type of like,
Brandy.
brandy barrel, and it like
Mhm.
adds to the flavor, and it also adds to the alcohol content. And
I don't
it's
know
great.
if that's true, but
They're higher alcohol content.
golden ones are just surprising. Like it's
Just
always
wait,
it's
man.
hard to remember that they're like 9% gravity.
They're
9.2. if
they're
you will.
100% tasty and refreshing.
Yeah. So if you haven't had a chance to come to the tap room,
Yeah.
the draft party
Come
is
see
a
us.
great
Party.
time.
Last year there was a good turnout.
Yeah. it's a
I'm
great
expecting
time.
a good turnout. I want to see my people.
Last year was like I was out of town, and so I kept texting Andrew and Taylor and Luke and
I think it was just
My
me and Luke
wife.
that were there. I don't think
It
Taylor,
was, yeah.
Taylor wasn't there either.
Yeah.
It was a big time.
really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And it was like the most attended event that we've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
It's
They
huge.
heard that you guys weren't going to be there, and they're
Oh,
like,
Jay
"All
and
right,
Taylor. Yeah. If there's like 15 people there on
can finally go."
Thursday, I'm a message received there. So come next Thursday, 6 to 9. We have to be out by 9 because Oklahoma liquor laws are just awful, and
Mhm.
they shut her down.
Mm.
Do you guys want to talk the draft real quick?
You talking about Fortnite?
We'll talk about
the
Fortnite.
Fortnite
Oh,
Oh,
just
you
a
want to
minute.
talk about Fortnite? Add me, Sook-Levens.
For real?
For real, man.
Yeah.
Add Alex Spears. He's Barf Boys with a Z.
Barf Boys?
With a Z.
Yeah, so let's talk draft.
NBA draft is in less than a week.
Yeah, we playing duos. We need a squad.
So I was talking, I sent this text out last night, but the thing about the draft is I would be the worst GM in the universe because number one is Draft Express and ESPN have merged into this really they just absorbed Draft Express, but
Yeah.
the guys from Draft Express are doing all of these videos, which have just been fantastic. And so I just watch them anytime they come out. I just watch them. And so Michael Porter Jr., Marvin Bagley's was really good. Anyway, it's just fun to watch those because you get an idea. But what they do that's really good is it's like we'll get you real hyped with how good they are, and then we'll show you all the bad things they do. And so it's like I go through every range of emotion. I was like, this guy is going to be the greatest player in the history of the NBA. And then it's like, oh, he also can't play defense at all. You know, it's like, so, but I don't know. It's exciting. I think it's, man, this one is, I don't know if it was as clear cut. I was not as into it last year for the first 10 picks, at least. It does not feel like it's as exciting of a top of the draft. So many bigs makes me so nervous.
Yeah. I mean, you have your Marvin Bagleys and your Aitons and Bamba, and none of those are like a sure thing. Really, no. Like, what guy is a sure thing in this draft? I mean, it's tough.
I think the only thing, like some sure things that are a little more like not sure thing superstar, but it's guys that you think maybe could be decent players in the NBA. That's the only thing I would say is sure.
Yeah, I think that Ayton will play in the NBA. He'll be a starting center. But will he be a superstar? Like, I don't know. He has that potential.
Did you see the thing on Twitter that was the biggest draft busts from the last 20 years?
Yeah, I tweeted that out.
It was phenomenal.
It was great.
It was a great tweet. Storm.
It was a storm of tweets.
It was a great tweet storm.
But it's a reminder that like you just don't know. Like everybody thought Darko Milicic was going to be the next dude, and he was just not good.
Well, I mean, you even look at last year where Markelle Fultz, like in hindsight, everybody's like, "Oh, what a bad pick," but it was pretty consensus that he was the best player. In the draft.
Consensus.
Now, supposedly they had this practice or this workout, and all the Sixers personnel were like, this guy's not any good.
Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, this guy can't shoot. And Colangelo's like, we're doing it.
It's really convenient that all that came out now.
I know, right? Everybody's trying to save face.
Have you checked Twitter? 5 guys just tweeted how good he is.
Yeah, right.
Including my wife.
You know, this guy, he's got 5 followers. He really thinks that Markelle Fultz is good. Who's your favorite guy in the draft, Jay? Your favorite player in the top 10.
So this is a bad one, but somebody I watched recently, and like it's somebody I'm excited to see what they could potentially be, or just somebody I like.
Your favorite guy?
Wendell Carter.
Wendell.
I know.
Yeah, Wendell's good.
Man, I watched this video, watched some interviews and different things like that, and I don't think he's going to be stellar, but this is what I'm saying. So these are kind of guys where I'm like, there's a whole bunch of guys that I think could be long 10-year career guys, and they're never make an all-star team, never make a first team, second team, third team, all NBA. Like, and I think Wendell Carter could do that. I think he could be a great. He doesn't do anything different than like a Jan Mahimi. Like he's just kind of a guy that. But I love his offensive game on the post, and I'm just a sucker for good offensive post game. And so watching him play, he's like, in my mind, around the rim, maybe the most polished out of all of these guys. Maybe Ayton is up there, but I don't know. I just liked it. And he also got overshadowed by Marvin Bagley having to play the two of those, which I don't know. Like college, I guess you just have to try to get the best players on the floor, because Ayton played in the 4 all season is like, you can't literally take much of anything he did in Arizona.
Almost every big man played next to another big man.
Well, yeah, Bagley and Wendell played.
That's how everybody plays, and it's horrible. It kills the floor. It just absolutely destroys the floor. There's no spacing, and that's just the college game.
Yeah, it really is. And the one I'm the most excited about and terrified about, and it seems like everybody else is kind of mirroring that, because I got about 13 notifications from Woj and Shams last night about his workout. Michael Porter Jr., I mean, probably the biggest risk reward take in the top 10.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, there's some people that are super concerned about just his overall health.
But then there's people that have him like skyrocketing up the mock drafts.
Yeah, I would be pretty surprised if he ended up going in the top
past
3.
The Kings. Oh, sorry.
that would seriously be crazy if they did that. I mean,
But can't you see them being wowed, especially their owner, like getting wowed by his performance in a workout?
yeah, but apparently he's got this hip injury now.
But they MRI'd it, and he's cleared. He's doing his. That's what I saw last
He
night.
is doing
he's
the
cleared
workout.
for the workout in Chicago
Okay,
today.
it's going to be really interesting to see what comes out of that.
Yeah, I mean he's 6'10".
He's big. He can really score. And if he, no, don't do it. Don't fall for it. Taylor is texting us that he's here, but it's a lie.
Yep.
He wants to see if Jay will get up, and he's probably watching on YouTube and wants to see if Jay will get up. Don't do it, Jay.
But what if he is here?
He's not.
What if,
So
what if he is?
it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this workout because he could shoot. You know, he could make 85 out of 100 threes today, and people will be like, "We think he can play the three. We think that he can shoot it, and he can create his own shot." He's one of the few guys in this draft that can go out there and create his own shot.
Are you telling me right now that the owner of the Kings looked at Buddy Hield and said, "That's the next Steph Curry," is not going to look at Michael Porter Jr. and say, "That's the next Kevin Durant"?
Stauskas.
And that's what I'm saying, though.
He loves shooting. He does. That's why I don't. I mean, also, I mean, are they going to count out Trae Young too? Trae, like to me, Trae might be my favorite guy in the top 10.
Like favorite as far as like preference, or favorite as guys that you're like if you're going
Like he
to
could
bet.
he could be the best player in the draft.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
He
Because
could
that is
be.
definitely not what I would say my pick was with Wendell Carter. Like I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to be the best player in this draft.
No, I don't think so either. But he has the potential to be like a top 5 just because he's going to be really solid. Because I mean, there's a chance that a lot of these bigs bust.
I know.
Like Bamba could be the best player in the draft, or he could be out of the league. You know, Jaren Jackson Jr., a lot of people love what he brings, but he's 19 years old, didn't play a ton of minutes at Michigan State. I think he's going to be good. It's going to take a little while. Ayton, he may just be an offensive big only because there's a lot of things on defense that scare people.
Yeah, and the thing that's the most terrifying about him is how hard he thinks about everything.
Yeah.
And some of that, like I said, college game, 19 years old. You hope what's ideal for him is the fact that if Phoenix drafts him to be able to spend a year or 6 months at least working out with Tyson Chandler, learning the game from him. Because Tyson Chandler was a late bloomer too, but
he was. Yeah.
It's one of those things that like the Suns will probably keep Chandler all year just to be a mentor to Ayton.
There's just been very few human beings that are his size and that move like him. Like in the history of humanity, there have been very few.
That's why you take him.
Yeah.
You have to.
I think that's it.
I think it's pretty locked at this point. There hasn't been a lot of murmurs. And so people still have, I mean, Doncic.
I love Doncic too. He's probably, I mean, I love Trae and I love Luka. And then
You love these men.
I love these men.
You love them.
So yesterday or a couple days ago, the rights,
I love them.
Truly.
Love 'em.
the rights to Ricky Sanchez, isn't that the name of it?
Oh, yeah.
It's the Philadelphia 76ers podcast. I mean, they're really good. It is
They're
not
great.
suitable for kids. And so if you listen to it at work, put headphones on.
That's
Yeah.
the best thing about us. And just have your kids listen.
We're a soft PG.
A soft PG. That's right.
Yeah.
That
They're-
felt even weirder. But
Are they a hard R?
they had
They're a hard R.
they had a scout. They are a hard R.
From their intro music through the rest of it.
They had a
yes.
scout on their podcast this last week, and it was a really good kind of insight into how the process is. And,
Yeah.
and this guy, he'll make you kind of slow down on your Doncic love.
If you love Luka,
Don't listen to it.
he will humble you a
He
little
will.
bit.
I know, man. I was like, he just talks about the Euro game and how slow it is, and how if you're not getting space in the Euro League, you are going to be in trouble whenever you're being guarded by NBA players. So, I don't know, man. It's the draft is so much fun in the
I
NBA.
love it. It's one of my favorite nights of the year.
And here's the deal: it's not even a contest anymore between the NFL and NBA in my mind. Like as far as a sport, but the NBA draft is so much better than the NFL draft because it just moves
I love the fashion.
and the fashion.
I love the fashion.
Fashion.
So, but I'm excited, man. It's going to be great. And that's, you know what? Here's the best part about it. I get to watch it with my friends.
That's right.
And drinking a
And
beer.
you, whoever comes, all of you all, We're looking at you right
looking
there.
at you,
cameraman.
YouTube. Hey, did you see the picture of Donald Trump and Kim Jong Un? It said it looked like they got scooped up in the 03 draft, and it had them.
It was,
photoshopped with the 03 draft.
and they're all wearing like everybody's suit looks the
Everyone's
exact
suit
same.
looks
It's
like
pretty fun.
It was a very good tweet.
I like that.
Guys, do we want to jump into some Twitter questions?
Yeah.
Twitter questions.
All right.
Unless you have some draft takes, Luke.
I got so many. We don't even have time.
Okay,
We don't even
good.
have
We'll just move on. Then.
time.
Good.
Just wait. My favorite thing about the draft is that I get to scream at Andrew after every draft pick. Do you know what this means?
Is that real?
It's a draft tradition
Yes.
of our friendship.
Like none other. Ever since when did Yao Ming get drafted?
I mean, 90.
2000.
No. Was it in the 2000s?
I think
Am that old?
2001.
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, we watched that together, and I screamed that at him.
The only one that Andrew and I have ever watched together was the one that Stephen Adams got
13.
drafted during.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 2000 around there.
All right.
Yeah.
Our first Twitter question comes from @R Warren Beck, who says he doesn't see a path to title contention during Westbrook's prime if OKC can't re-sign Paul George. Talk him off a ledge. Will Paul George stay, and can Oklahoma City recover if he doesn't?
So we're in prime early off-season mode. Here's the cool thing,
We're
though, is
freaking
it's
out.
moving. Like we're halfway through June, which means we're 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks from having answers to all of our problems, right?
Yeah, we're all freaking out, though.
I'm not.
This guy is.
So Paul George goes to this Pro-Am Fortnite thing, and Josh Hart and him are having this conversation. And for some reason, like people, it's the breadcrumb, right? Like every single thing that is said
Oh
or
my
done
goodness.
just causes this mass hysteria. So I think I would agree with Warren Beck here. Title contention without Paul George is
It's not happening.
not happening.
Unless, there are circumstances where Terrence Ferguson turns into the best player in the NBA. And then you can probably get a championship.
I did go
there.
on a rabbit trail of Terrence Ferguson highlights the other day.
It's not going to, I'm joking.
Where would he land in this draft? Like, is he up there with some of those?
It's an interesting question. I think he would be in the teens, probably.
Yeah.
He might be considered for kind of the same spot that like Zaire Smith would go. Like
They remind you of each other a little bit?
11, 12, 13. No, they don't.
No.
Aren't they both just super athletes? That's the only reason I mention it. And Zaire Smith, the one that just
Zaire
dunks on the whole universe.
Zaire Smith plays with crazy effort on the defensive end. He's thicker, certainly, than Ferguson is. And I have no idea if he's going to have an offensive game at all at the next level. So Ferguson had that already built in. It was the other end. They're kind of opposite of each other a little bit.
But they're athletes. That's
but
all.
crazy
Yeah,
athletes.
I guess that was my only. You talked about how much he just smashes all over the place.
Dude, Zaire's crazy. He's awesome. But I think that he could go in that range. I think people would talk themselves into him because this draft isn't as deep.
Yeah.
As last year's. So what we're talking about?
We're talking about Russell Westbrook, Paul George.
Yeah, I don't think there's a path to contention if Paul leaves. I think he's right. And I also don't think that the Thunder are just going to immediately blow everything up.
You don't think so?
No.
And there's other questions that kind of fit into this a little bit, but so here's the hard thing that nobody wants to really say out loud. Is there really a path to title contention if both of them are here? I mean, obviously you're a way better team and you're going to give, like we said last week, like your series with the Warriors is going to go 5 to 6 games and they're going to be hard fought games.
Yeah. As long as the Warriors are together,
Yeah.
it's going to be there's the path to title contention for anyone is slim.
Yes, and that's the whole point. And so what do you do at that point? Do you create a team that's good?
But also Russell Westbrook is on their timeline. So are you okay with being a top 4 or 5 team in the NBA? Like you probably should be okay with that.
Yeah.
And if the Warriors falter or they have an injury or something happens, you're right there. I don't think that you can just throw you can't a lot of people just think you trade Russell Westbrook, you go get a young star, and then you just rebuild. It's simple. It's easy.
Nah, it's really hard.
You can't. I mean, you can't do it. I mean, the Charlotte Hornets have like their best player in the last however many years is Kemba Walker, and you could find yourself in a similar situation. The Orlando Magic, who have not been able to develop anybody. I mean, you can't just say, "Let's just go rebuild." Even though I think that Sam Presti is one of the better GMs to do that
I think that's would be the only thing I would trust.
Yeah, but you need the right draft, right? Like you can't just say, "Oh, we just need top 3 picks in the next 3 years, then we're right back in it." I mean, there's not always a Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden back to back to back in every draft. I mean, those are 3 Hall of Famers. There's not a Hall of Famer in every draft.
True.
And so you can't just say, "This will be easy. We trade Russell Westbrook at the draft and we go get DeAndre Ayton and we go get," I mean, who knows?
Yeah, and I think you also have to recognize like Westbrook, like he's not untradeable by any stretch of the imagination. But that contract is going to be somebody will take him, but it's not always like you may not get the return on a superstar, former MVP, 2 years ago MVP. You're not going to get the return on him that you feel like you should.
Have you met Sam Presti?
Uh,
He's gonna get more.
Yeah, he could. He could.
You
but-
it depends.
Yeah.
If there's one team that wants him, you're right. But if there's like 4 or 5 teams that want Russell Westbrook,
which there probably would be. Like I get that. Like
I think Sam will be able to leverage that.
there's enough teams that need to fill, kind of like what Detroit did with Blake, right? Like,
I mean, think about there's teams that haven't had a superstar in so long.
that would just
I think Phoenix would give up a lot for him.
yeah.
I think Orlando would give up a lot for him. I think Sacramento would give up a ton for him.
Wouldn't it be awful though, if he got traded to one of those teams?
It would be pretty terrible.
Like I would be so mad.
I'd feel really bad. And here's the deal: like
They're not going to trade him
they're not going to trade Russell Westbrook unless
Russ asks for it.
Yes, unless Russ is unhappy where he's at. And so, I mean, if Paul George comes back, everything's good, and they'll just move forward. If Paul George does not come back, it gets dicey, and I think that Sam
Especially
will have
because
to be
there's
really creative.
Because there's not there's no. It's not like they have any cap space because Paul George. Now next summer they would, but
They'll
Thunder,
have like $8 million
the
to
Thunder
work with.
don't attract free agents.
No, but it's different now. With not much cap space around the league, $8 million will get you a lot more than it did a couple years ago. So I mean, it's not nothing.
Yeah.
But
it's not like sorry. I know it's not nothing, but it's not like you're getting Paul George's salary back in.
No, you
cap
can't go
space.
get. You won't. You're not
It's
like
oh, we can offer another max contract to whoever's out there.
no. Yeah, not even close.
Hmm.
But it's it will not be a good day at Oklahoma
No,
City
it won't.
if he
But
decides
there's
to leave.
no way. We've had our hearts smashed enough times recently that there's no way that it will be as devastating as some of the other experiences we've had. So that's the bright side of things.
The bright side is that
Yeah.
it will be not as devastating as other times.
July 4th, 2016.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Can they recover is the question. Can they recover if he doesn't?
I think they will be in that place that is like my least favorite place in the NBA. I'll call it the Memphis Grizzlies. Like
we're
era.
just good enough.
Just good enough to get in the playoffs, never good enough or never bad enough to get a draft pick, and never good enough to move past the first or second round.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, it could change because they have Steven Adams is still incredibly young and is just going to get better. Immediately will re-sign Jeremy Grant, which none of these guys are Paul George, but these are good players.
Yeah.
Terrence Ferguson still. He showed me a lot post All-Star break about his potential.
What did he show you?
That he could be really good. Actually,
Hey, take a look at this.
he could be I think his
really
shooting. His shooting's the real deal. I think.
Yeah, I think
He
so.
shot 44%. I think was the last number we had after the All-Star break. I kind of wish he would actually got some run against Utah, which is a very weird feeling.
Yeah, he would have been fine, probably.
So it's not unrecoverable, but the Thunder, they have a 3% chance of title contention if Paul George stays. They have 0.
Oh, I think it's higher than that.
Well, Golden State. That's all I'm saying. But 20%.
Also, like the longer this Golden State run goes on, I think their chances are going down rather than going up.
Speaking of other tea leaves that you overanalyze and read into, like
Are you talking about them making fun of Kevin Durant to his face?
that was part of it. Steve, did you listen to Steve Kerr on Zach Lowe?
Mm-hmm.
Number one, it's a really good podcast. I don't hate Steve Kerr most of the time.
Yeah.
But there's a lot, like he just talked about how hard he knew it would be for these guys.
Yeah,
And
I just rolled my eyes to all of that.
but I see it though. You see, I mean, they weren't there all season.
Yeah, but it's because they're bored.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. You overcame boredom. Great job.
But to hear like Draymond, Supermax, like I'm hoping to qualify for this. Like there's a lot of things that at least
it does,
if you want to
not gonna
overanalyze
last
into
forever.
it, right? Yeah. It
and
just
also
makes
like this Thunder run won't last forever either.
Yeah.
And someday Russell Westbrook won't play on the Thunder and there will be somebody else. And it'll be weird because we've only known the Thunder with Russell Westbrook since they've been in our city. And it will be a weird day when Russell doesn't play for the Thunder anymore. And they actually do, because they are going to reset and they're going to try again. And like that's what all NBA teams have to do.
What's awesome though
You
is
don't want elder statesman Russ on the team.
I'm just saying that even he'll retire someday. And it will be a weird day.
isn't it crazy to think
Without
about
Russell.
like
Yeah, it's a weird
because for
thing
me
to
it's
think about.
really the only true over the top fandom I've ever had of an NBA team. Like I like the Lakers, but whenever Shaq left, it's kind of like, oh, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
This is like, I mean, that'll be huge.
It'll be
6
Yeah.
years down the line or whatever at the end of this contract. I
Yeah.
don't know. Who knows what it looks like? But
Yeah.
I
The
don't know.
wild thing will be because, like, if you go on vacation, and you wear a Thunder jersey, it's like people in like the Bahamas are like Russell Westbrook, and then I think that's the coolest part.
Yeah.
And that will be weird to them not have like who are they going to be talking about? We don't know, because that is always the coolest part about going on vacations. Where's the Thunder shirt? And people are like, hey,
Yeah. I mean, global
yeah,
recognition. It's awesome.
So it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @Rossby, who wants to know if Paul George chooses to join LeBron in Cleveland, what would that sign and trade potentially look like for OKC?
So we did talk about this last week. I mean, I think you start with so here's the reminder: the Thunder have zero leverage in this. Zero leverage.
Yeah.
It's just Paul George is basically throwing them a bone.
Yeah. Or
I mean, I guess if he wants,
they don't have-
if he wants to play in Cleveland,
they don't have no leverage because
Yeah,
the Thunder
valid.
don't have to do the deal.
yeah, they can just say go sign with him
They
or
can-
don't.
Or they won't have that option.
Yeah, because Cleveland, they'd have to move pieces somewhere else to be
They-
able to free up cap
And
space.
they just won't be able to do it.
No.
And so the
Which
Thunder
is-
don't have no leverage.
Which is, if I can be honest, like I love LeBron James. This team is not amazing.
Yeah.
The Cavs, but the J.R. Smith contract, the Tristan Thompson contract, both of those are on LeBron James.
Sure.
Yes.
And for him to hamstrung a team and then to walk away is a little bit.
Yeah.
He can do what he wants, but
this is what he's going to do, I think, with whatever team he goes to. Like if he goes to the Lakers, they're going to trade away all his young assets to win now. They have to put together whatever they can to win now, and that means trading away all the young guys and getting as much like veteran talent as they can. And when he leaves, it messes up whatever team he was just on.
Mm-hmm.
that's valid. Miami survived, and they'd be a lot better if Bosch didn't have blood clots.
Oh man.
It's brutal.
It would be.
But
It'd be a completely different team.
But think about
Yeah.
the Cavs
Chris
when
Bosh
he
is so
came
good. He's
back
good.
to them. He had a bunch of young guys on his team,
And got rid of all.
and they got rid of.
Yeah, I
all
mean, the
of
first
them.
thing they did was trade Wiggins.
Yeah, and so
for
like
Kevin Love.
for
yeah.
Kevin Love.
and so that guy that was playing Fortnite with Paul George,
Josh
like,
Hart.
he's not going to be on the team. He's going to get traded away. for
He
veteran
maybe
talent.
would. He's like a minimum salary. Like,
But
he's
there's
one of
no-
like the three guys that would
But
stay.
there's no guarantee. I mean, they could go in, and LeBron says these young guys. I don't want to teach young guys. I want to play with veterans because I want to win, and young guys don't know how to win. I have
Yeah.
to teach them how.
And also
You're
there's
absolutely right.
There's also the question of like how long can LeBron keep doing this? Because I think
I don't know. He's 30. What is he? 33?
33.
And he just played his maybe best season of.
He was so good. I realize that. You just wonder I don't know. I just think that it has to be a part of the decision making.
Yeah.
But the
Bec-
Lakers will not. They
I mean,
don't give a
obvious-
crap about that. They'll be like, "Oh, you
No,
want to
I'm
play
just
here? We'll sell
I'm
the
talking
entire
about like Paul
franchise."
George's decision.
Sure.
Like if you're going to tie yourself to a franchise, and if LeBron James plays like 2 more years, great, and then he falls off a cliff in the third, when he's 35 and 36 years old, which is kind of what guys do at that age, is that they just can't be elite players at that age anymore. And they trade all their young players for veterans that are also aging. Like and you don't win a title in that window because the Warriors are in your same conference, in your same division.
Oh yeah, and
Like there's
unless you add a third, unless you literally can pull off like the unimaginable, where it's Kawhi, Paul George, and LeBron.
Well, and there's also a world that Kawhi, we haven't seen Kawhi play. He played 9 games last year.
No.
I mean, there's not a sure thing with that.
But I'm saying,
path.
like, so my point is, even with LeBron, Paul George, and then some semblance of the team that's there, and probably a couple free agents that just jump on the coattails, right? Like, because that's what'll happen. It'll be whoever. James Jones will come back out of retirement or whatever. But I think there'll be a couple free agents that are towards the end of their career that would jump on that train in LA too. It's LA, and you got Paul George and LeBron James. Like,
they're going to be very good if that happens.
But they're still nowhere. I don't think they're anywhere close.
They're
to
not
being,
the Warriors,
and they're not the Rockets.
I don't know.
Man, I would take maybe. It depends what the piece.
And also, what does
total.
Luke Walton do with a good team?
LeBron doesn't like. So number one, LeBron. So somebody said this. I can't remember where it was, but think about what. It was on one of like the Jump or whatever. What could LeBron do with a superstar coach? Like, because it was the Popovich, like going to San Antonio, and everybody just forget that Eric Spoelstra was
really awesome,
incredible.
Yeah,
and still is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, somebody give Eric Spoelstra some love on this show because he was really good with that Heat team.
Yeah,
and demanded things out of a bunch of superstars, which was kind of nice. And they still didn't listen to him all the time, but welcome to the NBA.
Yeah. So a trade to the Thunder.
Do you have something?
I mean, I think that there's 2 iterations. I think one is that Kevin Love is involved in the deal, and it's close to a straight up Kevin Love for Paul George.
And they keep the 8th pick?
Yeah. And then I think that there's also a George Hill in the 8th pick for Paul George deal. So I think that you can get one of those.
Which one of those would you prefer?
I probably prefer Kevin Love.
I think if Kevin Love came here, the city would love it.
Oh yeah, I think Kevin Love, Steven Adams, Russell Westbrook. Like
that's about as good as you can recover.
You're not going to contend, but you're going to win 55 games a year.
You will win, and the rebounding advantage will be crazy for the Thunder because you have one of the best rebounders at almost every single position.
And I think Russ will be really happy.
Yeah, I think that they'll play well together.
And they'll play together for 3 years.
And Kevin's a great passer. Like Kevin Love has been maligned playing next to LeBron. It has been a bad experience for his career. I mean, he won a championship, obviously, but it is also like people forget how good and how talented this guy is.
Yeah, especially when he was playing in Minnesota.
And it's also not fair because like they're measuring him against the Warriors. And, he can't defend against the Warriors, so he must be a terrible NBA player. It's like, well, man, that's really unfair.
Neither can most anybody else.
Yeah, most guys that are big. And so the Thunder wanted to be super big anyways in the past. And so if you have a lineup that is Russ, Abrinas, Robertson, Kevin Love, Steven Adams, you have Abrinas and Kevin Love that'll space the floor. You still have the Robertson conundrum where he makes you an elite defensive team, but also sucks on the offensive end. And then you have the wild card of Steven Adams, who's easily a roller to the rim, but could be a shooter in the next few years as well. And so like there's a lot of potential. I like that team a lot better than whoever they get at 8 because I don't know who that's going to be.
Trae Young, Michael Porter.
And those guys may not last that long.
Yeah, they may be gone before then.
I mean,
so what's hard for the Cavs, and Brian
tough.
Windhorst is the one that brought this up, and I think it's important to remember is the Cavs are drafting this 8th pick with the assumption that LeBron is coming back or isn't coming. But like they
That's another
can't.
terrible position that
Yeah.
LeBron has put the Cavs
Yes, they
in.
can't. They're like, do we draft this for ourselves? Like, do we draft the replacement for LeBron? Do we draft because that would
Yeah.
change because at the 8th pick, if Michael Porter's there and LeBron's gone, you pick probably Michael Porter
I think you take him. Period.
unless Trae Young's there, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I would take Trae Young over Michael Porter every day, all day, no matter
But
what.
they're both kind of landing around that 7-8.
Yeah.
But if the Cavs knew that LeBron was gone, then maybe do they try?
You 100% keep the pick and you go for the highest upside guy.
Yeah, or are you trying? Like even at that point, if you do fall in love with a Michael Porter, are you looking to say, okay, well, right now I'm at the 8. If I can put this in and throw this piece in, can I move up from 8 to 6 to make sure I get the guy I want? Like, and they have no idea what their future looks like, and so they're drafting
clue.
blind.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, if you think that LeBron is staying, you're just shopping the pick. That's all you're doing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But you're still stuck because what are you shopping for, right? Like, or if you throw your pick out there and you get a guy that fits. Now, I guess at that point you're trying to make it look appealing, right? That's kind of the point.
That's the thing, is that it's tough because their pitch to LeBron will be, what does the roster look like July 1? Because I'll still be really surprised if the Cavs roster looks just like this.
You're so thirsty.
You're very
I
thirsty.
am.
You drank a gallon of water while I've been sitting here.
I think
Half a
the
gallon.
Cavs roster is going to change a lot between now and July 1st.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
I think it's time to start building it around Jordan Clarkson.
it's absolutely time. If it doesn't change, I think that shows that he's
yeah.
not coming back.
Yeah,
He's not coming back to that team.
No. The hard part is they don't have a ton of flexibility. Now Rodney Hood's gone.
He's a restricted free agent.
Is he restricted?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, so they'll probably just sign him to one more year. Hope he turns into something.
I mean,
Unless
the
they can
qualifying
move him.
offer would be ideal for
Probably both.
Because if
parties.
LeBron leaves, is it Rodney Hood's team?
I know, right?
And if Kevin Love isn't there,
But if LeBron leaves, they're going to start. They should start moving anybody they can.
Yeah,
for whatever they can.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a couple firsts? Well, here, you can have Kevin Love, or even if they're in the 20s, whatever. But
hey, Clippers,
here he is. He's
send
yours.
us your 2 first-round picks, and you can have Kevin Love.
Hey, you know what else we have?
Man,
Another Twitter question.
Ooh.
It comes from @Caleb_Jones_, who wants to know if Oklahoma City wants to keep Paul George, isn't it safe to assume that Adams, Dre, everyone but Russ could be traded? Is Presti seriously going to just keep this team and hope that Russ and Paul George are friends enough to sway Paul George? Why would we think PG would pick Oklahoma City unless more talent was added?
It's a tough question. I think Russ could be enough to sway him. How they're going to add more talent, I don't know. There's not like a clear path in my brain that they can use Adams or Dre or anybody like that to go get somebody else. I think that I don't know that you can get fair value for Steven Adams on the trade market. Like, nobody needs centers. And I think that you could get something good for him, but what are you going to get? You can get probably get a top 10 pick in the draft, but that's not what Paul George wants to come back to. So I think Adams is a part of that pitch. Honestly, Dre is the same way. A one-way wing that only plays defense. How many teams are going to give up like a star for that? Like none, 0.
Yeah, but the thing about
I do think that there will be things on the table, certainly,
Plus
and that they're going to look into a lot of things, but I just don't know at the end of the day what can you fetch with those assets.
I don't think Presti's going to like the sell for Paul George is to look at this roster, and some of the things he said speaks to this. Like, I don't think he's upset with most of the roster construction.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think everybody has found Melo to be, I think even inside the franchise, inside the team, that they are recognizing like the Melo fit is what really kind of threw this thing into a.
Without him and with Dre, it's a completely different team.
Yeah, I think they said, hey, look at last year. If Dre would have been healthy, like we could have made it to the second round. Like, who knows what we could have done? We're a better team, and we're losing Melo, and he wasn't that great for us. slot in someone there that's
No,
that can
Patrick
shoot.
Patterson. Patrick
Patterson?
Patterson moves to the 4,
Yeah.
and they're
Then we're-
immediately better.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so we say if we keep this team just losing Melo, we're better than we were last year.
I
Yeah.
think that the tape that you show him is that Golden State game on the road. And you say, look, Melo sprained his ankle. Let's call the buying out of Carmelo Anthony the spraining of his ankle. And then you saw what we could do.
Yeah.
Because we switch everything. We're a very athletic squad. And we can compete at the highest level. Like they proved that. And then toward the end of the season, without Dre and with a ton of minutes to Carmelo Anthony, it was not a good product.
Yeah.
But there's a good product within the structure.
Yeah,
this
and
team.
so that's the point. And for me, it's like you look at Dre, he's a specialist that doesn't get you a whole lot probably on a trade market. But Dre in a 5-man lineup of Patrick Patterson, Steven Adams, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, like that's the perfect fit for him. And they just wreak havoc. Like I think we forget that Paul George was on this team through January when they were wreaking havoc.
They were rolling. They were
Rolling.
going to win 55
And
games.
defensively, they
Yeah.
were unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Paul George, I mean, he was leading the league and stills at that point. Like everything was going well for this team. And they recognized that and realized like if you lose Melo, add Patrick Patterson to your starting lineup. So it's a 5-man squad that passes the ball well. You have shooting from your 3 and your Russ technically not, but you at least have the floor space with Patrick Patterson and Paul George. Like that team is immediately better. But not to mention that if you lose Melo there, Patrick Patterson starts at your 4, and then Jeremy Grant's minutes go up, who Grant proved towards the end of the season is an incredible piece for this team.
And he still has a higher ceiling than what he showed in this past season.
He's still young, super young.
And Paul George is also pretty close with Terrence Ferguson, who he's one of the guys that would tell you how high of a ceiling Ferguson has.
And then not to mention that Abrinas in the Jazz series played maybe his best basketball of his
really
career.
good.
Like there are enough pieces in this Oklahoma City team to make a really good team. Like I don't think like Caleb, like I just don't think blowing it up and trading everybody is what Paul George would even want.
Yeah.
Unless you can pair everybody up together and go get some.
Well, we'll put it this way. Like, let's say that Paul George had 2 years left on his contract and we knew that this was the team that we were going to have moving forward. Would you be saying we've got to do something different besides get Melo out of here? Like we have to go get different players because this just doesn't work. Like, would you be saying that? Because it's essentially the same question.
If he was just still on the roster, like
if
he wasn't resigning,
if you're guaranteed to have Paul George, would you say we've got to go trade Steven Adams, Andre Robertson, or one of these guys to go get somebody else?
I think all you're trying to do at that point is like, what can we get peripheral piece wise that could just add a little bit?
We
to
get
our team?
another role player that can be in the top 7.
Yeah, or is it just like, hey, just bring back Corey Brewer for the bench and Ray Felton and let's run it back?
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad option, but ultimately, I think he's saying to lure Paul George back here, are they going to have to do something big? And I
don't think so.
I don't think so.
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's like kind of what
Unless you can get LeBron James,
if you can do something like that, I mean, obviously he would come.
Adams, Ferguson, Abrinas, like got your whole team for LeBron James.
do what every team does to get LeBron to their team. Now, the thing that I think is people are thinking that in order to get Paul George to stay, we were going to have to do what we had to have done to keep Kevin Durant, which is where like, oh my gosh, look at all these people we'll have to bring in and do all this stuff. Like it'll be a different team. It'll be like we're bringing in this person, getting rid of this person. And Paul George, I feel like he's a different kind of person that I don't think you have to do that. I think you say, look at, plus with Kevin, it's like him and Russ obviously had some sort of beef that Paul George and Russ do not have.
Yeah.
They're getting along, and they've never had a point in the whole last season where they didn't. So I think that there's a better chance that Paul George stays than there ever was Kevin Durant staying because of that.
Yeah.
He fits on this team a lot better because it's not questions like whose team is it? Like Paul George is
the perfect second guy.
He's more comfortable being that person.
Yeah.
So I think, unless he has going to be, where he can be that second person with LeBron in LA
or Cleveland. Yeah.
I just think there's a better chance.
Bang bang.
Bang bang.
Bang bang.
All right, let's move on to our next Twitter question. Do we want to do a fun one or do we want to do a serious one?
Just keep going. Just
right.
keep rolling through what we
Our
got.
next Twitter question from @PaxCash, who wants to know what package from each of LA or the 76ers would be a reasonable for Paul George sign and trade.
So I added this question basically for clarification's sake. Neither LA nor Philadelphia has to sign and trade Paul George. They can just sign him as a free agent outright. So they would not put a package together.
LA's not going to do a sign and trade for Paul George.
Oh, no.
It could happen for Philly. Like if Philly gets LeBron,
yeah,
and then Paul's like, I want to go there too. I'm opting in, or he could say, I'm going to opt in before the deadline, and
which is that June 22nd.
We'll know before.
He's not opting in, but yeah,
before July, we'll know. But there could be a sign and trade option too, where they're like, hey, Paul's like, I want the full 5 years, and that's the Thunder are the only team that you can get that from.
Yeah.
And so it would probably be for a young guy. I mean, I think that it would probably start with Markelle, and that's kind of terrifying, obviously. I think that you could say Markelle Fultz and then some cap filler. I mean, I just don't know if they give up Covington.
If you're adding LeBron and Paul George, you don't. I mean,
you want as many switchy wings as you can get.
Good Lord.
If you could play those four with Embiid, like that's what you want, right? I don't know if they'd be willing. I mean, maybe they'd have to. And you just say, like, sorry, we're not doing it without Covington and Markelle Fultz.
But listening to I kind of would agree with him. Like, obviously, you do whatever you can to be as good as you can immediately. But, man, the 76ers, Paul George makes a ton of sense as a free agent.
Yeah.
Like, that one is just
sure.
like slide in. You don't have to change much of your construction at all. Like, the LeBron thing, I get in theory. But it's also like, dude, just keep being you for 4 years. Like, you built this team the way that was really disturbing for about 5 or 6 years. But you're at this place where, like, you don't have to worry about competing with the Warriors immediately.
Yeah.
Now, nothing's guaranteed. And so you want to put the best team on the floor that you can. But I don't know, man. I would go after a Paul George maybe before I'd even go after LeBron. Just for this is what my team is. Like, we didn't sell it short. We're not skipping.
But here's the thing is that if you can bring LeBron in and you don't have to give up anything, you have to do it
for sure.
And then you compete,
of course.
And then you're competing for titles
now.
The window just
10 years,
it opens. I mean, you have to do it.
Yeah, I get that part of it, but I wonder if there's part of that team that's like, man, let us I don't know. We've been here from the beginning. Let us just see what we can do without just jumping 5 steps ahead in the process.
There's probably part of that, but also you have to look over at Boston and know that they have the similar timeline, but are also better than
fly,
you.
Man.
Yeah, seriously.
Get out of here, fly. You have to look at Boston and know that they have a similar timeline where they're going to compete now and they can compete at the same time that you guys are. And also you're not guaranteed anything with the injuries that all those guys have had.
That's the truth.
And so if you're healthy now and you can get LeBron now, you just have to do it. You have
Boston, Philly for the next decade is going to be like the revival of competitive balance.
It's going to be amazing. All right, Luke, let's go to something else.
All right. We're going to a fun one. It's from @TrustTheVoid, who wants to know, would you give up drinking Anthem beer for a whole month if Paul George wore your Paul George chicken fried rice shirt one time?
I'd give it up for life.
I would give up a lot of things.
Sorry, Anthem. I love you, but I would give it up for life.
I'd have to get a picture with
that would
him.
be
if we could get proof of him wearing it.
This is what I want.
For life.
This is what I want. I want a close-up of his face while someone explains what it is. Because I think it'd be like, like something from The Office with his facial expressions. He'd just be like, "What is going on?"
Why
Just
are
like
you-
looking out of the side of his
Like, is
his
this a joke? Am I
Yeah.
on?
So Kevin
Am I on
Durant,
Shaq and a
boba
Fool?
tea, culture, Paul George chicken fried rice. That is literally how it got there.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. I would, and the other funny thing is that really, with the sizes, the breakdown, we don't. He would have to get a shirt from someone big enough to trade him shirts. You know,
Yeah, he's probably you can have it.
It's Jay.
I'll take it off right now if I had it on and give it to you. If I ran into it at the mall,
When are we getting these? Do we know?
Taylor's. I'm assuming Taylor's doing some of the financial. His ride kind of
No, I'm
changed some
doing
of
it.
that stuff. You got it?
nah, I think so. I got the money. I just got to pay it.
You haven't paid it yet,
I'm working on it, man.
dude. Okay, never mind.
I pay it when I pick them up.
I'm saying, how about? But who mails them is what I'm asking.
Taylor.
Okay.
Taylor
here's the
will
thing.
mail them.
So you could have just.
I'm just
blamed
asking
on-
when I'm
Taylor's
gonna
out
get
of
one.
town.
I just want to know when I'm going.
I think I'm going to say a crossed fingers draft party.
Okay, that's what I'm hoping. I just
Yeah.
want to wear one
I
at the
think,
draft party.
I think they'll be really good.
Hey, let's do this question.
Okay. Our next Twitter question comes from @Curran Merrigan, who wants to know or says that ESPN recently did an article discussing the Spurs' best trade options for Kawhi. Where do you think is the best landing spot for him, and which team would have the best chance to re-sign him long term?
Take this man. Take this man. Take this man. Take this man to the trade machine.
We're taking the Kawhi man to the trade machine.
I think we've done this before, but I just want to do it again,
I don't remember it.
just to revisit it. Are you ready to be Greg Popovich or RC Buford?
Yes.
Or both?
Yep.
Okay. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Tim Connolly
Hey Tim.
from the Denver Nuggets.
I actually knew that one.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you know me. We're obviously interested in Kawhi Leonard
Sure.
to join our team.
Yep.
We're willing to offer you a trade package of Jamal Murray, Trey Lyles, Juancho Hernan Gomez, the 14th pick in this draft, and the Kenneth Faried 1 year of cap filler for Kawhi Leonard and Bryn Forbes.
No.
Okay.
I like one piece of that.
Yeah, I know you're a Juancho guy.
I'm a huge Juancho. No, I love Jamal Murray, man. Jamal Murray.
Yeah. He'd be great with the Spurs, wouldn't he?
He would be.
Come on now.
No, I'm not doing that trade. Get out of
Okay.
here.
All right.
This is Kawhi Leonard, top 5 player in the NBA.
Yeah,
Best-
top 5 player that didn't played 9 games last year.
Yeah, he's healthy. You want me to have him work out for you?
I do actually. If you could do that, send
Yeah.
him here along, and
Right
I'll
here.
I'll send you Jamal Murray, and he can work out for him. Okay, ring, 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 ring,
Hello.
ring, ring. It's Danny Ainge.
Hey, Danny.
Hello.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, here's my idea. Kawhi and Patty Mills to us, and we'll send you Scary Terry Rozier and Gordon Hayward.
Yep.
Yep. It's pretty
I just-
interesting.
I just think it's the best return you're going to get.
It's a good return.
Like, you're not operating like for Kawhi to now he doesn't have to agree to it, but he's going to want to go somewhere he can win. And that's the only way.
He'll resign with Boston.
Yeah, and Gordon, San Antonio would be good.
Gordon's good.
And Rozier,
I'd feel so bad for Gordon Hayward if that happened.
he would just be like,
He broke his leg.
never got to play for
Didn't
Boston.
get to. We played like 5 minutes for Boston, and then gets traded.
I think
That
if Kawhi could get to the Eastern Conference,
He'd wreak havoc there.
He'd re-sign if he got on.
I mean, I
team
think
like that.
Boston's just a team where you're going to look and say, gosh, if I sign my Supermax for 5 years, like we're going to be in the championship game for 3 out of 5 of those years.
Forever.
Now, I think the interesting trade, like you may have, do you have another one from Ainge?
No, we've already accepted a trade.
Oh, crap. So
That
is it
trade
over?
was successful.
I think Kyrie is the one that's intriguing.
Yeah. And keep Scary Terry as your point guard.
Yeah. And Marcus Smart. I mean,
Yeah. And Gorgon.
mm-hmm.
But then you just have too many wings.
You
can't
just
play.
told me that Covington, Paul George.
I know, but they don't
And-
have that many. You have the two youngsters in Boston,
Tatum, Brown.
And then you have Kawhi,
Yep.
and you have Gordon Hayward,
Gorgman.
and Scary Terry, and Al Horford. And I mean, like, you can't play your best.
Marcus Morris.
You just have too many good players, which is a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a terrible problem to have.
Oh no, too many good players. What do we do?
Man, we don't know what to do. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Brett Brown.
Hey, Brett.
There's Brett Brown here.
We know that Kawhi would make perfect sense on your roster.
We know it, and we're trying
Brett,
to
we're
make it happen.
friends.
We're trying to make it happen. Kawhi Leonard, Patty Mills, Derek White are the 3 players we want from you. We're going to send you 3 players named Robert Covington, Jared Bayless, and Markelle Fultz.
No.
Oh, really? You're a hater, is what you
You're
are.
a hater.
I'm a Markelle Fultz not excited guy is what I am.
Untruther.
What if he becomes the guy that everyone thought he would be? What if I could say he's going to be 90% of what everybody thought he would be?
Yeah. I wouldn't touch Markelle Fultz, man.
Well,
Jerry Colangelo ruined him.
you're making a big mistake.
Hanging out with his uncle. I'll take here. Let me counter trade you. I'll take Embiid.
It's been nice talking to you.
What about Dario Saric? Like, any chance they're putting him on any of these?
Yeah, sure.
I like him. I mean, it's not going to probably sway that trade.
Yeah, he's
much,
fine.
but I know Fultz has incredible potential.
Yeah,
but
he's terrifying. In
terrifying.
so many ways.
Yeah, now, if you're not going to sign Kawhi, like, you could also, Philly does have picks. Like, there's tons of things you could add to that to sweeten
Sure.
that for you. But
Certainly. Ring, 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 ring.
hello.
Neil Shea.
Hey, Neil.
Hello, I'm Neil.
All right.
It's good to talk to you. Who am I talking to? RC?
This is RC.
RC. We'll do
Yes. I'll take CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum for Kawhi and Derek White.
Is the Derek White part of that just cap filler?
No, we love Derek White. Yes, it is.
Hold on. Let's
What do you want to
work this out a little bit.
RC?
Let me see who else I want on your team. I feel like for CJ McCollum and Al-Farouq Aminu, put something together for me for that.
This is a negotiation. Counter. He wasn't ready for the counter.
He's not.
He was not ready.
Nor am I. That's why I'm like sprinting to the trade machine.
Get one to the trade
I mean,
machine.
Al-Farouq Aminu, how much is he making?
Machine.
He's making 7. So we've got we'll do Kawhi and Patty Mills for Al-Farouq Aminu.
Oh, this trade is
CJ.
successful on the trade machine.
That's
Yeah.
what we'll do.
I'm in for that one.
Boom.
Yeah.
McCollum and Aminu for Leonard and Patty Mills.
It's great.
McCollum and DeJounte Murray playing with each other. I mean,
Yeah.
it works.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aminu can fill a little bit of those wing minutes.
And Kawhi and Damian Lillard.
Hey guys,
I am not nervous, but I am intrigued by what Kawhi is outside of San Antonio.
It's intriguing.
what do you mean? Are you intrigued about how he's going to be after a year of not feeling good enough to
No,
play?
I just think a year, like, how much of Kawhi is system dependent?
I don't know. He played so much ISO ball his last year. He was healthy in the playoffs.
I just don't know. Like, that's what I'm asking. Like,
He would kill it. He'd be so good if he's healthy.
it's funny because it's like the one franchise where it hurts you to play for them in some sense in the eyes of some people,
maybe.
to where it's like, I don't know, because you watch, pick any other superstar and it doesn't matter where they play, just because they don't, no team and coach has the culture to make you think that it's team that makes the player and like Danny Green, trash, out of the league, goes to San Antonio, like all defense, like incredible player. So that team has made enough people that weren't good again, that it makes it at least in the back of some people's mind. And maybe it's unfair, I get it, but at least in the back of some people's mind, it makes you think, is it just the team?
It could be. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Steve Mills.
That was my pitch. That was RC's pitch, by the way.
Steve Mills.
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Steve Mills.
So we're we're willing to offer you the 9th pick in the draft.
Okay. All right.
And Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh gosh, this is a bad starting place.
and Frank Ntilikina for Kawhi.
No.
Yeah, okay. Bye.
So, number one is, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
How was Frank?
I like him a lot.
I heard he was a pretty good defender.
Yeah. He and DeJounte next to each other, they could play next to each other easily, and that would be super fun.
Tim Hardaway Jr. I still don't love it.
And you get the 9th pick.
yeah, but 9th pick in this draft is not. Doesn't
Ooh,
excite
it's a
me.
good pick.
Is it?
It's a good pick. It's good. No, it's not. Okay. Ring, ring, ring. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Dave Wall. Not Dave Grohl, but Dave Wall.
Hey, Dave.
Do you know who I'm coming from? Playing the drums.
Foo Fighters, I know
And
them.
I'm the lead guitar player now. Dave Wall.
I have no idea who you're.
Clippers.
Oh, really?
It's great to
How
talk
about
to you. We'll do our 2 lottery picks, 12 and 13, plus Sam Decker, plus Tobias Harris, for Kawhi Leonard.
No.
It's a terrible deal. Next one. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Ring, ring, ring. Colby Altman.
Hey, Colby.
The Carbsman.
So I want to bring this full circle. Let's bring it full circle. You can help me make it full circle. You ready to make a circle?
Yep.
Okay, you have to agree to make a circle before we start. Can you make a circle?
Yeah, I just did it with my hands.
Okay, so you agreed to the trade before we even made it.
Yep.
Great. George Hill, Larry Nance, the 8th pick for Kawhi. We're making a full circle here because George Hill was traded for Kawhi Leonard originally.
And
so
Pop still talks about how it was so difficult.
can you imagine the blog posts? Can you imagine the blog posts?
George Hill.
George Hill for Kawhi again. Amazing. Imagine the blog posts.
Colby, that's a terrible trade. I don't want that.
It's a
But-
blog post, though.
Did you
Can you
think-
imagine?
Did you think about the blog post?
Did you think about the blog post it would be?
Blog boys.
Could you imagine them being traded for one another again in completely different circumstances?
I get what you're doing here,
Do you
Colby.
understand?
No, I don't want him.
The 8th pick. What if you could get Trae Young in San Antonio? Just throwing that out there. The kid is sensational.
So it does pose a question. Do the Spurs want a player or do they want picks?
you tell me, RC.
I think I want a player.
Let's make a circle.
I want to be able to play now.
The kid is sensational.
Can we make?
That's why that Portland one is the only one I like.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey,
Sure.
hey, guess what? You didn't make a circle, and that is
It's too bad.
not great.
Just
Hey,
trying to make a circle.
let's wrap this up, man.
Okay.
Are we done with that?
Yeah, I'm done.
Guys, you know what I'm not done with? We made a
Is it
t-shirt with them. and we're
Kawhi?
gonna
Huh?
Hey, is there a real chance Kawhi's gone? Moving?
I have no idea.
What's your bet?
He gone. He
I
gone.
think he signs the Supermax.
So let's Kawhi, Supermax, Paul George. Your bet is he stays in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I'm
LeBron to
feeling
Philly.
so nervous about it.
Did you see his shoes?
Yeah, OKC home shoes.
That was weird.
Didn't
I
Kyrie
feel
also,
so weird about
I
it because
know,
it's like,
man.
why are you like, why would you do this if you're not coming back?
Didn't Kyrie also release women powerful shoes? Women power shoes?
Excuse me?
That was the other thing.
Is that what it's
Twitter.
called?
Something like
I don't
that.
know. All I saw was Paul George home, and then I blacked out.
Yeah, right.
Or OKC home.
I woke
I'm
up this morning.
yeah.
Yeah. So Paul George, Nike released or like
They're just-
coming soon shoes.
And see, like it was rumored that they were called OKC home, and then somebody I like looked into it, and someone said no, they're actually called something else, like the Bait 2. But then they like actually released them, and they are called OKC home.
yeah.
And I don't know if it's like these are the shoes that he would wear if he was wearing the home jersey. But why would you name the shoe that?
Here
Like you
comes
don't need to name the shoe that. You just have the colorway for your home jersey.
the purple.
I don't know.
The
I
purple
don't
and
know
gold.
what to do with it.
I don't either. Here's the deal, man. Is I have like detached myself enough.
Oh.
I've detached myself
sounds-
enough, like
sounds-
emotionally from this whole experience to where I'm just like,
That sounds gross.
whatever, just get it over with.
I know.
Sounds that sounds kind of nuts.
I don't know
get it
what
over
to do
with.
with that.
That's
I don't.
fine.
I don't know.
Sounds kind of nasty.
Hey, but it is going to be worth.
I do.
I think it is worth for the cat, like to pay attention who the Cavs get at 8 if they get somebody.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's going to be a very fun night, and you have to be there to hang out with us because
Yes.
it's going to be
That's
so
what I'm
much fun.
saying.
You have to be there. You want to do trust the voice question, or do you want to not?
No, man. No. We already did.
We did not.
Yes, we did.
We did the donut question.
No, we did
No,
not.
not
do
that.
Or not trust the void. Where's the donut question?
No, it's at
We
the
don't got
end.
time.
It's
We
right
don't got
before.
time.
fun.
I gotta go. I gotta
Jake?
go. Save it for next week.
Sorry, Jake.
Hey guys, you know what's great? And I love it's Oklahoma Shirt Company. They helped us with that Paul George chicken fried rice shirt. And they're going to be helping us on all our future shirts because they're so easy to work with. They're so fun to work with. You take them an idea and they produce a beautiful shirt.
It's true.
I got a tank top and it is going to be fly
Gosh, I
at the
hope you
leg.
can wear it to the draft party.
I will not do that. But
Why?
Because, man, tank tops, I got to be around a pool.
Why did you?
Oh, son of a...
I wear it at the lake, man.
That's it.
I also got a shirt. I can wear the shirt there. I got both.
Oh, you did?
I'm gonna be looking so fly
I'll wear the
because
tank top there.
if you
I'll just wear
are
t-shirts.
wearing an Oklahoma shirt,
I'll cut the sleeves
company
off.
shirt, you're guaranteed to be looking fly.
Down here.
You really are. Shirt of the month. They have one in Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas,
That's right.
Texas.
That's right. $10 a month, a new shirt based on that state every month.
At your doorstep.
And
Yeah, you don't have to go anywhere.
Waiting for you.
just for signing up, you get a free introductory shirt.
It introduces you to the shirts.
Oh my gosh. That's really for that month, 2 shirts for the price of 1.
You cannot find a better deal.
Can't.
Well, if you work for a nonprofit or a church organization, they do have special pricing for nonprofits and churches.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. Like, they're unbeatable.
Unbeatable.
Cannot beat it.
They are
Cannot be beaten.
They're great. They're great. They're fun to work with. They've been a pleasure to work with. I would go as far to say they've just it has been no fuss, great, and they made a great looking
Oklahoma Shirt Company. Check them out. They're
Check 'em.
good friends of ours. Support the people that support us.
Amen. Hey guys, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what is it?
Are you miffed and are you peeved?
Miffed and peeved.
That doesn't sound like you.
What?
The Miffed and Peeved drop.
It is. Guarantee it's me. But guys, are you miffed? Are you peeved?
I miffed at myself because I let something happen in my life.
Oh, you pooped your pants again?
not,
Again.
not that. Not that. I'll let you guys know when I do, though.
Okay.
So I got this gift card to Subway,
Mistake.
and I didn't ever. I've had it for months, and I didn't use it. And so we went and used it, and I enjoyed Subway.
Do you enjoy Subway?
That's good.
Well, I sure thought I did, and I let Subway back into my life.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
It was free, and I was like, man, that was good. That was legitimately good. The other night, Amy and I, we went on a little walk, and then afterwards, we had to go to the bathroom, and there was a Subway right by us, and we went to the Subway, and it smelled like a dog was bathed in fish in the Subway.
That's horrible.
And now I'm back out. I'm done with Subway.
Yeah.
I'm completely back out, and I'm really miffed that I let myself back in.
Here's
I
the
know.
thing. Here's the thing. Subway's very wildly franchise to franchise.
And that's why I'm
you're
out.
at a bad one. Don't go to that one. Go back to the good one.
I'm out. I'm back out.
Mm,
I don't have no. I don't.
Mm.
My gift card's been spent,
mm.
and I'm back out, and I'm
Mm.
miffed that I let myself back in.
The reason I don't do Subway is because you can't, if you have a drive through, okay.
Yeah.
But if you walk into a Subway to order your sandwich, guarantee you're going to smell like Subway for the rest of the day.
Well,
Mm.
and that Subway
No thanks.
smells so bad.
That
Come on,
is
Subway, get your life
unfortunate. Franchise to franchise, man. It's-
True.
Okay.
There's more Subways out there now than
Which is
Domino's.
not okay.
There's
Yeah.
bazillions of Subways.
Yeah.
You're never less than 2 miles away from a Subway. Guaranteed.
It's true.
If you're in Oklahoma.
My wife just sent me a text that they also make their subs with yoga mats.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that, and it's a bad place. Don't go there.
It is awful.
Everybody, if you're in, back out now.
You know who loves Subway? My son.
Really? What does he like?
Meatball subs all day.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. I mean,
It's respectable.
He would eat them every night if we let him.
Wow.
let him.
No,
Well, would
why
you
not?
Would you please let
What's
your
wrong?
child
Just
do
let
this?
him, let him eat his
Let
meal
him-
subs,
Let
man.
him do it, man.
Come on, buddy.
Are you miffed?
Man, no, I got nothing. I
Aw.
don't remember. So this is just my personality, man. I just don't. I get miffed and then I just blow it off. I'm not gonna bring up like an argument I have with my wife on the pod.
We kind of wish you would.
I know. I'm miffed at Natalie. No, I'm good, man.
Luke?
Oh, man, I don't think I'm miffed. I think I'm cool.
And most of my miffs come back to the weather, and that we don't want to talk about weather.
No, if it's about the weather or your dreams,
My
just
dreams,
get
are
it
weather.
out of
Just
here.
Get out
Yeah.
of my face.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about that.
Hey, let's remind you again, though, just in case you missed the front end.
Oh, please.
Thursday night, 6 o'clock, Anthem Brewing
6 to
Company.
9.
6 to 9.
Nice.
Yeah,
6 to 9. Be there.
It's gonna be really
It
fun.
really is. It's like the highlight of the year. And it's really kind of the beginning of the off season.
Yep.
Next Thursday. So be there. Actually, just this Thursday, I guess, by the time you listen to it.
Yep. Okay. See you.
See you.
Snow dogs.
Snow dogs.
Yeah.
Why?
No reason.
Don't do that.
Thank you.